farmers, welcome back to Hinterland. On the way to the restaurant with some prefab walls. I want to sell some stuff so we can go ahead and buy ourselves a John Deere tractor fairly soon. And when I mean fairly soon, within like the first 5 minutes, I hope. And then we can go ahead and use it to get some work done around the farm. Got some field work that we need to get done. There is a good amount of prefab walls sold. Pretty close to 35 grand, so already that right there almost gives us enough money to buy the John Deere. But I want to go ahead and sell more products because, well, I'm going to need some money for the midnight hour, right? That loan interest. Just under $30,000 now, which is kind of nice. Let's swing past the sawmill mill and we'll take the products out of there first. The prefab walls went to the restaurant. These products here is going over to sell everything. Oh, and I forgot to landscape at the sawmill. I'll probably keep forgetting about it until the end of the series. Who knows how long it'll be. I don't know. Let's go ahead and pick these on up here. I do need to go up, though, and get the logs off that hill so we can keep the sawmill going. The sawmill's helped us out quite a bit here in the first few years at Hinterland. Let's come over to here and get wood beams and long planks. We only got the one shed now. The shed's only half full. I did check on that to see how crowded it's getting in here, but it's not crowded at all. But it is getting to be a little bit more difficult to find the products because we're putting more variety of stuff in here. I did bring over the wool from the sheep's pen, brought that over to the spinnery. And while I was doing that, I went ahead and also started to load up some more pallets from... I took the clothing's in here. The straw material is in here. Some of the milk products are in here as well. Planks long, 12 more. Okay. Thought we got them all the first time, but those may have been wood beams. Either way, can I fit anything more on here? Probably not. That's why... What the heck is that sticking out? What the heck is that? I think that's the strap going between the beams. That looks a little bit better. Okay. For a minute, I thought the trailer was growing some wings. I'm like, oh, okay. Whatever works. So we'll go ahead. You know, I'm starting to rethink about where that shed is for storing everything. It should be kind of like closer to town, but overall, I mean, it's not that far. It'd just be a little bit more convenient the closer it was. So not much to really do in December. Just sell these products, get a little bit of cash, buy the John Deere. We got to spread some lime down in a few spots. And then we're pretty much on to the month of February. I'll have to do, of course, taking care of the sheep and the cows. And of course, I will show us feeding the sheep because this year we got to feed the sheep sugar beet, crop silage, hay, and trying to think what the fourth product is, and I've already forgotten. It's sugar beet, crop silage, hay. We'll find out later on. Probably in the month of January is when I'll have to feed them. So I did a quick check price on the John Deere that we're looking for, and it's going to be just under $300,000. So we got the cash for that, but I want to go ahead and sell everything while we can, while the price is good. So let's load up all this stuff here. Now it's loading up the right way. Interesting. Let's come over to here. Anything straw crate? Nope. Cheese, butter, not planks. Straw accessories, clothing, strawberry milk, seed potatoes, straw crates. I think that's it. I think this is the last of the wood that we got to bring on over. So I don't have to bring any more manure and slurry over to the BGA. We got enough cash to get that done today. We can bring it over next month and make a whole bunch of cash then. But someone did actually comment. We were looking at the two John Deeres, and in just a second here, you're going to see one of the John Deeres was classified with a ILS, and I asked what that meant, and somebody did reply, independent link suspension. Sounds good, so we're going to go with it. 363,849 is what we're left with, which is more than fine for me. All right, large tractors, come on down here. This is a mod. This should be in the link in the mod description below for this. If it's not there, just leave a comment, and I'll make sure I put it in there. But you can see we got an 8030 and an 8030 ILS, and I asked what the ILS stood for. And like I said, someone replied, independent link suspension. So for an extra 30 grand, we're going to go with that because it should be a better ride, right? We would hope so. I'm not too sure. So you can get numbers on the side. We don't need no numbers. We're all set there. The engine, you can get up to a 400 horse, but we're going to go down to a 345. I can always reconfigure it to a 400 horsepower later on, but yeah, we don't need that much horsepower. I mean, more horsepower is always better, but I don't know in the game if it matters on the horsepower, if it uses more fuel or not. I don't know how they configure that. As for the wheels, I was looking at the wheels, and there was an interesting, it's a Lizard brand, and you should see the tread on the tires there. Look at the tread on those suckers. Those are pretty aggressive treads. I think we're just going to go with the, I think we'll go Michelin tires. Why not? We are going to go with Y tires. Now, this John Deere here can actually take narrow tires. Is somewhere, but you can see all the options. We got narrow tires there, and of course we got narrows, double narrows, single, you know, a whole bunch of combinations there. But we're going to go with, I don't know what the sugarcane tires are for. I mean, you can take by the name of it is for sugarcane, but yeah, okay. Twin wheels. Where's my wide tires? There we go. Wide tires there. Window film. We're going to go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of shade in there. Internal props. Like I said, I don't really care too much about that. Antennas and Green Star. That's going to give us like a little GPS up there. That does cost us like an extra $1,700 for that. And with the antenna and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and just say no thanks with the antennas and all that. We'll go with standard. Fenders. I think we'll get the little extra fender on the rear because we got a wider tire. So that'll help from the mud being thrown around. And also get fenders on the front. On the exhaust, we have a couple different options there. We got the chrome tip. Let's actually rotate it to this side. You can see it better. Let's see, where are we here? So where was that? The chrome tip. This is the standard. You got the one with the chrome tip, which I think we might be going with. Direct exhaust, which is pure chrome. And then you got the standard. I think we'll just get this little chrome tip there. Extended props, there's a few of them. I do like the chain on the front, so I'm probably going to go with that. There's an option also for a toolbox and a barrel that can be put in here. The barrel, I'm not sure what it would be for. I mean, plenty of different options we would have. Singling and attachers. I think on the front, we're going to go with some weights on the front. I'm just going to go with 800. Don't want to go too much, but you can already see the front end as I put the weights on it. You can see the front end going on down. That'll just help us out when we have the implements on the back. Rear weights, no, we don't want that. So the total comes to $289,650, which is well within our budget. And I think we're all set to get ourselves the, well, now it's an 8530. But yeah, let's go ahead and buy ourselves the John Deere tractor, 345 horse. Yep, we're all good. You can fetch your purchase at the shop. And there she is. Sounds good. I will go in cab. Like I said, I don't do much in cab stuff because my graphics card in 4K doesn't like it too much. You can see that the frame rate is just kind of bad, even though the mirrors are back on. I thought I'd turn the mirrors off. Maybe if I reduce the mirrors, I tried reducing the mirrors before, but once I'm in here, it kind of smooths out, but as I drive around, it does flicker a little bit. But now you can see the inside of the cab. A whole bunch of nice little controls over there. Must be the RPMs over there at 900. And we'll drive, yeah, you can see it, once I start driving, it gets a little framey for me. I mean, it's not bad, but after a while, it could be a little bit annoying to watch. Just kind of have like a rumbling sound to it as we drive along inside the cab. Been a while since I've done inside the cab recording for a while, so not used to the sound. going to go up here and we're going to take the JCB off the lime spreader. And we're going to take care of this grass field over here. Just try to keep it in sync with the other grass field. So we're going to be using the John Deere actually quite a bit. We've been using the Case Magnum for like baling and a whole bunch of other stuff. And that tractor is just way too big for using on that. But this will also free up our other tractors to do other things that's more meant to do. Let's go ahead and just move the John Deere, the JCB over here. I do like the sound of it though. Alrighty. And this is where I definitely got to be outside the cab so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Let's go ahead and unfold the Bredel spreader. I said unfold. There we go. So yeah, we're left with 74,000, which is pretty darn good. That alone should be able to get us through the springtime, I would think. I could pay a little bit more to loan off to save some loan interest because, like I said, our loan interest at midnight is like 30 grand, just shy of it. Our wind turbine and our solar panels on the sheds, it kind of varies because on a cloudy day, the solar panels don't make energy. On clear days, they do, of course. So, yeah, it kind of varies depending on the weather conditions. So, yeah, we bring in like $25,000 to $30,000 a day from passable income on those solar panels and wind turbine. So we pretty much are evened out on that. But when it gets to February, we can probably start planting some cotton, but we got to go around to our fields and do a little bit of crop rotation stuff to figure out what is going where, and then we can start planting. Speaking of planting, I wonder what my planter is doing over there. Looks like it's it behaved after logging back in. And last time I had to adjust it a little bit because it kind of moved on its own, like it tends to do. Now I thought I had to do one of the potato fields that needed some lime, but of course when I log in at the farm, the farmhouse, and of course I go right through that potato field to the yard, and that field said it was okay. It was in the green. So maybe it's the other potato field I got to go ahead and put some lime on. Oh, and I should mention, don't know why this was slipping my mind. I do want to mention that tomorrow that we are starting a new series. It's the one that's following Solyndra, and we will be on Goldcrest Valley. So we'll be starting there with the 2 million that we left from Solyndra, and yeah, we got to go ahead and buy land and figure out our tractor situation and equipment situation. Basically what we're going to be doing on Goldcrest Valley, which is an original map from FS17 and been converted over. It was converted over in 19, I believe, and it's been out for quite a while actually on 22, but it just had a recent update to it. And I went on the map and I started having some memories on it. That's why we're going there, because having some flashbacks. But we're doing to a point of where we can't buy new vehicles on that map. We can only buy equipment in the used vehicle section. We can lease equipment, but we're going to have a restriction on how much we can lease. So it's not going to be like, well, here's a farm, let's go buy a tractor and get started. We either have to lease it or get lucky in the used section and be able to buy things outright. And like I said, we're starting with 2 million. I've already kind of got it set up a little bit, so yes, I think it's going to be kind of interesting. And there's a lot of interesting production buildings on the map as well. not modded ones. It comes with a map. So yeah, so if you got any interest in it at all, come on over and check it on out. We will be running crop rotation and precision farming on that map as well. I know some people don't like that crop rotation and precision farming, but to me, it just adds a little bit more into it. And it's not going to hurt to get a little bit more bonus in the money situation either. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to not be able to just go, well, let's go buy ourselves a tractor. Yeah. It would be more explanatory if you watch tomorrow's episode. Which I can't wait to get started on it, because already I know I was having flashbacks to when I was playing on Goldcrest Valley, which, yeah, I didn't put many. Actually, I think I've only done like 3 episodes on the channel back on FS17. That's when my channel kind of started, back when FS17 was coming to an end and FS19 was coming out. But it brought back some memories, and I was like, yep, this is the map. I know some people wanted me to go from Cylindra, which was a small map, to another small map. But starting on a small map with $2 million, it's kind of like, well, yeah, we don't need, you know, it'd be pretty easy farming, I would think. But getting back to Hinterland here, yeah, this John Deere engine definitely sounds, it's got like a custom sound to it, or I'm just, maybe it's not, I'm not that used to John Deere engine sounds. Although on Cylindra we had a John Deere harvester. Didn't quite sound like this, but then again, different engines, I'm sure. Okay, I think we're going to be all set on the lime situation. But I am going to go over and check the other potato field to see if it needs it. First, I'm going to double check on the one I ran through just a little while ago, just to make sure I read the numbers right. Yeah, so it says pH value is good. It's at 6 1/4 out of 6 1/2, so that's pretty darn good. So let's scoot on over to the other potato field. The thing is, I do believe there's another field I need to do. I'm just not sure which one it might be, but when I get to planting next year, if I happen to find the field, we can always put the lime down then. Now, this feels good as well, so I'm not quite sure what I was seeing or remembering. Can't say. Alright, so I think we're done with the lime spreader. Let's go ahead and put that away. Right here would be good. It's a little dirty, but you know what? It'll be fine. And I guess we'll park the John Deere up here. Yeah, at one point I had the parking bays kind of categorized, but now it's kind of like, there, again, here's an open bay. Let's put it in there. I'm back to doing that again. Now, of course, the grass fields do need fertilizer. But I think I'm going to put that off until the springtime. JCB will give that a rinse. Yeah, in case you missed last episode and didn't know this, but we got 20 more cattle on the farm. 20 new offspring. So we're not going to gain much on milk for another 18 months from those cattle, but we should get much more manure and slurry every month, which helps us out just as much. Not for fertilizing, but for bringing over to the BGA to be processed into energy. Alright, JCB is nice and clean. Actually, the JCB, sorry, should go over to here because I need to go ahead and feed the cattle. I'll be feeding the cattle off camera, but when I go to feed the sheep, we'll definitely do that on camera because it'll be the first time that we use the Maizeplus food add-on for the sheep. The cattle is pretty much me filling up this TMR mixer with 2 bales of hay and then 4 bales of silage, and then dumping it into the feed trough and then repeating that like 3 or 4 times. I thought I left my truck. Where did I leave my truck? Oh, that's right, over here. I was like, where'd my truck go? Now let's go grab the logging trailer, go up to the hill, and grab the remaining logs that are up there to bring that over to the sawmill to make sure that keeps on running. So, I'm trying to refresh my memory, but I think at this point, I'm not looking to buy anything for the farm. I think we're all set in what we were looking for. There might be another implement or something. I mean, a corn header maybe, but depending on how much often we want to do corn, we might just want to lease that. And I do have a problem with the corn header on the ideal combine that we have. So, all depends on what I want to do with it. We got plenty of corn, even though the chickens may require corn. Let's go up and see those stone pine trees that finally grew up maybe about a month or 2 ago. They're going to take about another year to get up to their full height. And on Solyndra, we did find out that the stone pine trees... Oh, I didn't complete the road through here. Need to take care of that at some point. These stone pine trees do rather well for liters per tree compared to full-grown spruce trees. I didn't finish the road through here where the silage bales used to be. Need to tidy up some of the landscaping around here. Planting these oak trees up along the side of this road here definitely gives the map a little bit more character. At least, you know, individual character. And there you can see the stone pine trees almost everywhere. Let me sneak up through here. Alright, shouldn't be a whole bunch of trees up here. We only want 1 pile. I don't know why that always resets to 2 piles. 1 pile at 12 meter. And then should be good to go. We're on the left-hand side. We got plenty more trees up here that we can cut before we have to get to the stone pine trees. And of course, we do have that new hill that we bought not long ago that has a whole bunch of trees on it. So we should be set on trees before the stone pines get the full height. Gonna grab that little piece there. We do. All right, switch back to the left. Just going slowly so they load onto the trailer itself. And this, all these trees that we just picked up here, this was from the original time we rented the tree harvester, and I cut down trees for an hour. Used up every minute that I possibly could on that before returning it. And it's taken this long to go through all those trees, so that definitely has paid for itself. Probably should strap those on in. Just gotta be careful coming down that hill and then turning right. I did tip over the trailer once coming down that hill and taking that corner too fast and turning the truck. It just tipped right on over. And even with super strength and all that, trying to get a trailer back up with all the logs still on it is a little challenging. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that, boy, this trailer is really, really squirrely. I was really kind of hoping that after selling the other storage shed, that the one that we currently have would render in at a farther distance, but when it's rendered in, it looks great, and it's a great building to have because it can hold 750 pallets and bales, so that is a pretty darn hefty number to have. Yep, there it goes. It disappears. And now it's going to reappear in a second. There it is. If anyone else is using that barn, do you have the same problem? Because it could be like a conflict of mods that I'm running that are doing it. So I could be having the problem, but maybe no one else is. Alright, so there, we're all set there. Let me go ahead and look at the production buildings, make sure we're all set for now, which we should be. Let's see. BGA, of course, is out of slurry, manure, and grass silage. No surprise there. We're not doing potatoes. Bottled milk, we got chocolate. We're just waiting on sugar. And, of course, the cake. We need milk and eggs over there. Straw. Yeah, we're just out of straw. That's all. That's going to have to wait until next harvest time. And everything else is running fine. Milk, I probably next month bring over the milk over to the dairy production. We're actually getting caught up on that, but I haven't delivered milk here in a while. I've been bringing it to the flavored milk, which is over here, which we got 52,000, which is actually quite a bit because we're not getting much sugar there. And I also brought milk over to the bakery. No, I haven't brought milk over to the bakery? I thought I did. Okay, I'm glad I checked on that. I haven't brought milk over here, so I just said milk too, or I was going through, yeah, we need milk and eggs. I thought I brought milk over here, but maybe I was thinking last episode, and I just haven't brought it over yet. So we'll bring a little bit of, actually, probably bring all the milk over to the dairy. No sense to bring it over to the bakery yet, because I don't have a lot of eggs to bring over. So, we are done for the month of December, I do believe. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of the cattle and just double check everything before I go to bed. And then I'll see you in January and we will feed the sheep. Well, morning is here. Good morning. It is a cold January morning. I'm feeding the cattle first things first. Actually, we're going to let that run. Let me come over to here. I'm all set to give them some water as well. They're getting kind of full on pretty much everything. We need to take care of the milk. So once we get the water put into the feed trough, I'm going to go over and start filling up the milk tanker, which I do believe has milk in it already. But if we scroll on down to the cows, let's go ahead and check on them. Oh, good. They're almost full on the food. We got 150,000 liters of milk. Straw, they're doing okay on. Water is topped off. So the situation with the cows is with Maizeplus. When they hit 24 months old is when they start producing milk. Not, I think it's 18 months old when they're base game. So like these 20 cattle right here, these are the ones we got last month. So they're going to take a while before they can produce milk. They're a couple years off. These cows, 19 months old, 4 more months or 5 more months, they'll start producing milk. These cows here are producing milk. Now, the thing is, seems kind of weird though, but we're getting up to 40 months old. When they hit 60 months old, because we got those to the mod to where the animals can perish, pass away, die, however you want to say it. But when they hit 60 months old, there's a slight chance they could start you know, flopping over on us. So we may have to start selling them when they hit 60 months old. But we got a couple more years before we think about that. These cattle here, they're 11 months old, and these are 9-month-old. So yeah, we don't have that many cows actually producing milk, but we get a lot of milk per day because they're eating a lot. Look at the manure that we got. Tons of manure to bring over to the BGA today. Whoops. Let's go ahead and, nope, drop that off, please. So even though we don't actually have any farming work to do in January, we got a lot of farm or field work to do in January. We've got plenty of farm work to do here. Taking care of the cattle, or for one. This tanker is actually already full. All right, so plenty of milk. So yeah, we'll drop some off in the bakery because I don't want to forget again that I didn't do it. So we don't need that much milk. This is just for making cakes, and we don't need that much. So maybe I'll put like 20 or 30,000 liters into it, and then when it needs again, we'll have plenty by then, I'm sure. And it's not even going to be able to use the milk yet because I got to bring some eggs over, which you can see sitting right there. So maybe bring some eggs over today. We can actually start making some cakes. But if I remember correctly, cakes are not really sold until November. But since, well, this is, I don't know if Omatana, if she did some changing on how fast this bakery produces things, but if it's like the base game, it's going to take a moment or two. Back up into the trigger here. So, yeah, I'll put it like 20,000 liters in. So we'll bring it to about 40,000 liters left in the tanker. Alright, that's good enough. Now let's go over to the dairy production and we'll throw that in there. Dairy production, we are of course making cheese, butter, and chocolate. Now we got some more clothes made from yesterday after bringing over that wool from the sheep. Which, yeah, we got to feed the sheep today. Their feed trough is getting rather low. And it hit me what the other crop is that we got to feed them, and that's grain grist. And we got a whole bunch of that. So we're all set to feed the sheep. It's just a matter of, we got to figure out the ratio. It's not like bringing conditioned grass over, and that just gets divided up among the 4 food groups for the sheep. We got to pretty much figure it out like we did with the chickens. So we got to be careful what we feed them. We don't get the feed trough too full and not have enough room to put other types of feed in for them. All right, I'll probably take care of the rest of the milk off camera. Looks like we actually got some chocolate milk. The other day when I was cleaning that out, I only had strawberry, but now we got some chocolate milk, which is nice. I haven't checked on our stock market yet to see if anything should be good to be sold today. I'm trying to think January. Can't think of anything off the top of my head in January. The sawmill products always seem to be selling good, so I'm not even going to question that. But we just sold them last month. Yeah, maybe before we get to spring planting this year, I need to go around with a landscaping tool and kind of take care of some of these roads and get them a little bit taken care of. And pull forward a little bit more. So we got like 2 more tankers worth of milk in the barn. And that should fill up while it's detached. Now let's drive on through here. I want to go get the slurry tanker so I can start filling that up with slurry. And the planter is roughly in the same position as I left it, so that's good. Yeah, I was thinking I was going to get to the month of February this episode, but we just got a lot of work to do. And you can't rush through it. You got to get the jobs done. All right, let's go ahead and open that on up, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a full tanker. Alright, where did I leave... What did I do with the Valtra? We didn't sell it. Oh yeah, and by the way, I did mention before that if the John Deere could take a front load attacher, we would do it, but I didn't see where it did, so... And if it did take a front load attacher, I probably would have sold the Valtra. Which... I'm not sure where I left it at this point. It's around here somewhere. Oh, it's down here because I was probably using it for fertilizing spreading a couple episodes ago. Alright, so what we need to do here is we need to switch the weight around. Need that on the back. Now it's time to start feeding the sheep. And let me go ahead and lower the weight as well to help us out a little bit. The lower it is, the more I can put on the front, which is not much. But at least we're doing hay this time, so I should be able to put a couple bales on there. Uh-oh. I'm stuck in the shed. Come on. Get unstuck. There we go. Kind of. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to grab is the hay bales, but let me go ahead and see. Hay is 30% of their feed. And crop silage is 40%. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to grab one bale of each. Let's just do one bale of hay. And now I need whole crop silage. I wish it would say whole crop here, but it just says silage. If it's grass silage, it says grass silage. And of course we just got grass bales in here, but those are wrapped being fermented. So we just need one of these. It should be a what? Oh, I didn't want that. Yeah, I kind of forgot. I didn't need all of them. The good thing about this is we can just toss these over the side here. And they'll just go right back on in. I spawned all of them. We just wanted one. That's what I'm kind of glad about with the stone wall. It serves a couple purposes. When I spawn the bales, they won't actually, when I go pick them up and I go to push on them, they won't slide through into the trigger and go back into the bale shed. Okay, let's just grab this. And then put this on top of there, I hope. I may have checked before, but now I'm starting to think about how much does this Valtra weigh? If we go here, small tractors, I think it is. Valtra weighs only 6.4 tons, so it is a light tractor. Well, the good news is one whole crop silage bale and one bale of hay seems all right for this. So let me just make sure. So if we go in, whole crop silage should be their protein. They're at 5.3. And the roughage is hay. Yeah, roughage is hay. So 53, and we'll just say 4,000. Oh, you're going to do that? You're not going to drop for me? There we go. Yep, so we're up to 11,000 on the protein, and the roughage went up as well. So the moisture food is only 20% and the power food is only 10%. So we don't need that much sugar beet and we don't need that much grain grist. So if we go down to moisture food, these are all the crop types I could feed them, which will cover that. And of course, we definitely got sugar beet. And for the power food, which is grain grist, we got tons of that as well. So for that, we're going to need our grain trailer to get sugar beet and grain grist. Now the sugar beet should be over here in the silo, but the grain grist is going to be over in our production building. So actually, let's go ahead and grab our new John Deere. Oh, there's the grain trailer. I'm like, where's the grain trailer? Now we only need a very little amount of sugar beet. I'm thinking 5,000 liters will be more than enough. Never thought I'd be feeding sheep sugar beet, but here I am. Wow, we got 684,000 liters of sugar beet over here. All right. I really think 4,000 liters would do it. Now, I could be just fine by giving them hay. As long as they got some type of food in there, they'd be fine. But the more balanced food that they have, the more wool they're going to produce for us. So I want to make sure all 4 food groups are covered. Remember in the early days where their pasture was more than enough to keep their feed trough nice and full? We'll have to feed them again in February for sure. So there's the sugar beet. How's their feed trough looking? Alright, so I got plenty of room there. So power food, let's go grab some grain grist. Yeah, I need to make this a little bit more of a turnaround here. We do got some snow coming, so in the next 4 hours or so. So we've got to make sure we get all this work done, but we should be fine. Oh, and you can see our money did drop down into the low 50s. But once we bring that manure and slurry over and the BGA processes it, we're probably going to end up with a couple $100,000 by the end of the day. But I'll pay off some of the loan in February. Yeah, but after buying the John Deere, I think we pretty much need we got everything we pretty much need at the farm. So I might be forgetting something. I mean, a cotton module harvester, no, we're going to rent that. That's just way too expensive. And like I said, a corn header or sunflower header would not be bad. Oh, speaking of the snow, well, it's snowing. All right, so grain grist is where we get from here. We made that the first year. We got 232 liters of it. I think 5,000 liters is going to be more than enough. It's only 10% of their food. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. I could sell that and make some more money, but since it's made, we'll just keep it in there. Does this have a cover on it? No cover on this trailer. I don't know what it is, but every time it starts to snow, it makes me want to sing like one of those Christmas songs. Oh, the weather outside is frightful. But yeah, I'm not going to do that. That was probably more than what you wanted to hear anyways. So let me know what you think about this John Deere tractor that we got. Actually, I need to go this way. The engine sound is a little bit different. Or am I hearing something that isn't there? Is that the normal sound? I don't know. I think it just sounds a little bit different. which is good. I think all the tractors should sound a little bit different. Grain grist? You guys want grain grist? There we go. I was like, wait a minute, did I read that wrong? Oh no, I'm underneath the shed. No, no, no. Okay, it all worked out. We're fine. Yeah, so I didn't feed up the trough all the way, so I think I could put protein, another bale of protein, crop silage, and another bale of hay in there. Because that's 70% of their feed right there. So let's go ahead and grab another bale apiece. And let me go ahead and get this trailer put away because it will fill up with snow. I think we got plenty of sugar beet and grain grist in their feed trough. But before I get back to feeding the sheep, let's go ahead and let's get the BGA fired up, shall we? Let's see, okay, we got a full trailer. And how much more slurry do I have left over here? About a half a tanker. So that's a good amount. But let's go ahead and bring this over to the BGA. Just because if the roads get snow covered, it's going to get a little slippery out. And that'll make it more fun to bring slurry and manure over. I think the trailer is over by the pressure washer, so I think the last time I used it was bringing manure over. All the slurry has been brought over. Now it's time to bring over 100,000 liters of manure. So we should make some decent money today from the BGA. But we'll repay some of this money off, I think, next month in February when we possibly could be planting some cotton. All depends on the weather conditions and the way it's snowing right now. I'm just waiting for it to actually start piling up and accumulating a little bit. I'm trying to remember if this can take, is it 90,000? It may only take 90,000 liters of manure, or was that sugar beet? That might have been sugar beet that the BGA can only take 90. I don't remember. Too many different type of mods and everything. Hard to keep track of everything. Industrial BGA, let's click on that. No, it can hold 500,000 liters of manure, so we got plenty of space. Same thing with slurry, so that's good. I was wondering about that because once we start getting more and more cows, we're just going to be bringing more and more over. So was wondering about that. We don't have that much methane yet. Not even a full tanker, but at some point we can sell the methane and also digestate. I keep forgetting about digestate. What? I mean, if I were to sell digestate, here it is. Well, it is a good time to sell the digestate, but I'm only going to get 30 grand for it. Grain grist is a good time to sell that, but we don't sell that because we feed that to the animals. We got a lot of stuff we should be selling. Actually, the flavored milk we should be selling. $23.56, $23.20. Yeah, we should be selling some of that. So I think we'll get to that next episode. So yeah, next episode we will start still in January. We'll sell some more products, and maybe at the end of January, once the BGA is finished processing most of that material, maybe we will pay off some of that money at the end of January. But I want to go back, and we need to give the sheep just one more bale of hay and one more bale of whole crop silage. Next year, I think, when I say next year, this upcoming year, the year that we're actually in, we're going to have to take one of our fields and make some more whole crop silage. And all we really need to do is take a cereal crop, mow it, and swath it and bale it on up, and then wrap it and make whole crop silage that way. We're not going to use that much this year, but next year we'll have more sheep, which means they're going to go through the feed a little bit quicker. So yeah, I'm going to have to plan ahead. Let me go ahead and just park this right here. As I tend to do when I'm recording an episode and it's getting near the end, it's like park this here, park this there. Then I log back in next time. It's like, why is all my equipment just scattered everywhere and it's all clustered here and there? Alright, so this time, one bale, please, and one bale only. Silage. 1 bale. There we go. And make sure it's whole crop silage, which it is. And as for hay bales, we got 135 hay bales in here. That's for TMR and for the sheep. But the good thing is when spring and summertime roll around and we got grass that we can cut, we can make conditioned grass. Conditioned grass covers all 4 food groups for the sheep. I could do the same with the cows, but I decided to go with this TMR for the cows only. So, I mean, I could have made it a little bit easier for myself just by, you know, taking conditioned grass and feed the cows that way. Yeah, I think throughout this entire series, I'll probably be feeding the cows with that TMR mixer. Unless someone comes up with a TMR mixer for Maizeplus, but I don't see that happening because I think it would have came out with it a while ago. But you never know. It's hard to believe I've been in Hinterland now for as long as we have. Seems like I just started this series, but we've been here for quite a bit. Am I going to push down that bale again? I know it fell, and it should take it all. And now their feed trough should be pretty darn good. Yeah, they'll get them by next month, but we'll have to feed them again. And we'll see how they're doing on moisture food and power food. I may not have to give them sugar beet and grain grist. I may just have to give them a bale apiece then. The water is good. Productivity is good. How many sheep do we actually have? Where's the trigger for the sheep? I kind of forgot. And the trigger right there. We're at 130 sheep out of 200. So we're about 66% full, 2/3 of the way full. But they're doing good. In the summertime, when this grass does grow, we do run the mod, the real grazing mod, so the sheep will take the grass from their little pasture here, and it will help us in feeding the sheep. But in the beginning, it did just fine. But now with this many sheep, not so much. It's hard to keep on up. But the animals are taken care of for now. I will have to take care of the cows again at the end of the day. But we're not done with this month yet. But for this episode, we are. We got to go ahead and sell some of that milk, bring some money in. We'll let the BGA process that manure and slurry, pay off a little bit of that loan, and, you know, knock off that loan interest just a little bit more. And then I'll have to feed the cows before I go to bed, make sure they got water as well, because the cows are going through the food rather quickly, as we knew they would. But they are bringing in the milk. This tanker is full. I need to bring that on over and take the rest of the milk out of their storage area there. You guys got water for now, but I will top that off at the end of the month. But not too bad. We got ourselves the John Deere. Where's the John Deere now? Got a lot of equipment now, don't we? Actually, it's right there. Let's just scoot on over to here. Yeah, so let me know what you think about this. Like I said, I got to remember to put the link in the description below because it's not on the list yet. But we got the 8530 model. But and on the list, it should be like the John Deere 8030 models. Basically is what we're looking for. So there is our John Deere tractor. A welcome addition to the farm. It's going to help us out moving on forward. And free up the Case Magnum to do what it's really made to do on the farm, and now the John Deere can do a lot more field work that was it's intended for. Anywho, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Hinterland, but until then, have a good one.